Galway is going to be the European Capital of Culture in 2020. I believe there was a good deal of competition.
Well, first of all, I'm delighted to be here in the Irish Embassy in Brussels to launch Galway European Capital of Culture 2020. And of course, this was a very competitive process, and Galway won through as the successful bidder in terms of hosting the Capital of Culture in 2020. There were a number of other cities and groups that entered, and Galway won out in the end, and it was very stiff competition. I just want to say that this is going to be huge for Galway in terms of its arts and culture, and of course Galway is synonymous with its artistic world in terms of their festival every year, and I think this will hugely boost the arts offering in the city as they prepare. And there is a lot of work, not just in the city but right throughout the county, because they're going to really get into all the small communities, the small villages, right in the entire Galway county and city, but not alone that, in the western region. So this is about putting a big focus on arts and culture, and I am sure that it will be something else. It'll be really important by the time 2020 comes.
You've spoken about the cultural benefits. Can you see any economic benefits? The ambassador pointed out that the Year of Culture comes a year after Brexit, which offers some serious challenges to Ireland. Do you think there will be economic benefits to Galway?
Yes, indeed, there will be huge economic benefits because, as it is, Galway benefits hugely in economic terms because of its arts festival every year, and indeed the film festival. And of course, it has the designation of the City of Film from UNESCO, and all of this augurs well for Galway. And as I said, their further investment in arts and culture will lead to even greater benefits in terms of economic benefits, because people come to the city, they come because of the culture, and if you've ever been there yourself, I can assure you it's well worth a visit. Galway is synonymous with culture and the arts, so I have no doubt that this will continue to further strengthen the economic offering in both the county and the wider region as well.
Important is being European Capital Culture in 2020 for Galway City.
Yes, indeed. I would say that this is probably one of the major achievements that has come to Galway in recent times. We're expecting in excess of a million visitors to our city, but not just on the year. It's the years after that as well that the visitors will keep coming, and that will bring a lot of extra industry to our city and our county, and indeed the whole region in general. You know, there's a great enthusiasm in the area. We've got so many volunteers, over 900 volunteers have volunteered to get involved in 2020 to make it a success. And we as a region really want to make it a success. We want to be able to share our culture with the rest of Europe and the rest of the world. And we're excited about that. You know, we have a diverse culture in Galway. We're Gaelic speakers, we're a bilingual city. We have some of the wonderful landscapes around about on the outskirts of the city there. We have a docklands right in the heart of the city. We think we have everything that would bring a visitor to Galway, and we're excited to share it with the world.
The theme is making waves. What does that mean?
Making waves, yes, of course. We're a medieval city, but we also were on the west coast, the nearest city to America, so we always had the waves. But we're making waves now because we want to show the world about our language, about our cultures, about our migrations, about our people who had to immigrate from the country. We want all of those. We want the whole world to know that we have a lot of people, a lot of Irish people out there, and that Galway, in the small part of Ireland, that we can actually make waves. We can show the world that we're as good as what everybody else is out there.
Will this affect the wider county area of Galway?
Well, we hope it'll have a very positive effect. Galway County Council are not the lead agency. Galway City Council are the lead agency in this, but we're part of the bid in terms of Athenry, in terms of Ballygar, in terms of Headford. We were very much part of the bid, and I'm hoping that that this will snowball to the degree that it will have a ripple effect in the county, and I'm hoping that many towns and villages throughout the county will submit projects and are in the process of submitting projects, and that it will be a benefit to the county as well as the city, because when Galway City does well, the county does well. Maybe not all of the county, but most of the areas that are in a 30-mile radius of the county, commuting distance from the city. When the city does well, those areas do well also. And what's good for the city of Galway, what generates culture and activity and every kind of celebration, not just for 2020 but into the future, we hope that will be a benefit to the smaller towns and villages right throughout County Galway. Many of those that I've served in, because I'm different insofar as that I have been elected 4 times in 3 different constituencies, so I have represented huge tracts of the county in the Tuam and Ballinasloe areas of County Galway and indeed in Central Galway and East Galway.
Do you think the Irish language will play a big part in the celebrations?
Oh, Tasula gum goil, gumian Gaelga.
I speak a bit of Irish. We'll have to put subtitles for that. You also mentioned how important large multinational companies that are based in Galway are for the local economy. Do you think it will be important for them to see Galway raise its profile?
Well, I think so. I think one of the things we have to look at as well is that everything now is becoming automated, everything is becoming digitised, and I think we can also connect science to culture, and I think that's an area that I've been speaking to people about, and I think that's an area that we could hone in also, because everything now is we live in a very modern, in a global village, no matter where we come from, where we all have access to reasonable broadband, we have automated systems, and I believe that that you can connect science to culture also, and I think that's an area that we could work on. But I mean, the value of multinational companies, I worked for Thermo King for 25 years. I worked as a refrigeration engineer, I worked in the quality department, I worked in product induction, I worked in sales and service. It took me to all over Europe. In my time I worked in all over Eastern Europe and Western Europe, and I know that there's a huge audience out there for us to tap, and a whole European dimension to this that we haven't even started to tap into yet.